Let's get to the action from last night. A couple of matches, and what a couple of matches we saw yesterday. Croatia were beaten by Spain 5-3 after extra time, and France were dumped out of the competition. They lost to Switzerland on penalties after the match ended 3-3 after extra time and regulation time. So, guys, I'm not particularly sure where we're going to start from because there's just so much to talk about and dissect. Let's begin with the French national team because obviously before the start of the tournament, a lot of people, I should say, expected them to go really far. Many people thought they would go all the way to win the event, but they never really convinced, you have to say, and ultimately their poor form in this event caught up with them yesterday. But still, having led 3-1 with a few minutes on the clock against Switzerland, they should be getting over the line last night, shouldn't they?
I think that's where the French fans will be unhappy.
Yeah,
that's where the manager himself will be unhappy. He'd have expected more from his team. Like you said, we're 3-1 up at some point, cruising into the final stage of the match, and then they just let the Swiss back in it with 2 goals, and then there you are. Even the third goal from the Swiss actually was quite. It was just when he took out Varane was just
the defense turned into the Red Sea. The way he parted. Especially given that they were playing free at the back.
Exactly.
Varane, Clement Lenglet, and the other guy from PSG, Presnel Kimpembe. How does the striker find that much space? Especially that late in the football match, knockout football match.
Like I said, only the players themselves, even the manager would not understand it.
We thought the attack was the problem. We were complaining about Mbappe not playing very well, Antoine Griezmann not necessarily being himself, but the defense was really shambolic yesterday. Even the first goal, how Lenglet allowed himself to be bullied.
Exactly.
An international central defender should be stronger than that. In a knockout game, shouldn't he, buddy?
Yeah, it should, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't want to look at what France didn't do right.
Yeah,
I think all credit should go to Switzerland as well, because even at 3-1 down, I think the second and the third goal came at the moment when Rodriguez lost the penalty, and I think mentally they just found it very difficult to adjust. And once France got this, went 2-1 up, they just got disorganized. But you have to credit them because they found a way to just get themselves back into the game. And Granit Xhaka was awesome yesterday. I'm very sure Arsenal at the moment will be wondering and telling themselves, should we allow this guy?
It's one of these social media bandwagon opinions. I have never really understood.
Never really liked it.
Never really understood why Arsenal fans think Xhaka is rubbish. I see it a lot on social media, and I don't understand it. I think he's probably their best midfielder, but Arsenal fans know what they're looking at. Anyway, let's save Arsenal fans for August. let's not deviate from
quickly
actually talking about.
On the French side, a player like Kylian Mbappe didn't turn up at all.
Throughout the tournament.
Throughout the tournament. Okay, all running, and he barely added anything to this team. And I do feel a couple of injuries yesterday did affect France. But again, I'll go back to the fact that Switzerland ensured that they didn't get themselves bullied by the French and got back into the game. And when it got to penalties, I felt they knew that they had enough in them to actually win that.
And of course, to cap a poor tournament for Kylian Mbappe, he was the villain who missed a penalty. Some absolutely fantastic penalties, by the way, some brilliant penalties. But unfortunately, Mbappe was the one that lost the penalty. Anyway, the bottom line of all of that is that France, the pre-tournament favorites, are out of the Euros. Switzerland move on to the quarterfinals where they will play Spain. Spain also flirted with elimination. Gideon, in fact, it looked like Spain and France were fighting over who should be the biggest butlers of the Euros. But Spain eventually they got over the line. Their keeper tried his best to make sure they didn't qualify, but ultimately they won after extra time. And it was good to see Alvaro Morata after all the criticism. He missed a few chances yesterday, but it was that fourth goal that was the decisive goal, the one that really turned the tide in favor of the Spaniards in the end.
Exactly. I mean, there was so much I can say about that game. It was a wonderful game, wonderful show. I mean, the Croatians, on the other hand, were definitely missing Perisic in their forward lineup, but they were able to handle themselves well. But kudos to the Spanish side, very cohesive. I mean, they've come under a lot of criticism since the start of this tournament, especially Alvaro Morata being their forward line man. I mean, not being able to get the goal, but it was a good one seeing him finally getting a goal in the extra time. Yes, they fought hard, and you could see the team spirit in that Spanish side. They could have easily lost that tie to Croatia, but at the end of the day, the quality they possessed was able to come out. Kudos to every single person from the defenders, even onto the forward lineup. Or Isabel, that was a fantastic goal to cap everything off. It was a good one for them. and I really congratulate Spain for
that. 5 goals now in back-to-back matches against Slovakia and Croatia. Are we beginning to like the Spaniards, Anthony? They play Switzerland in the quarterfinals, which is an excellent opportunity for them to get to the semis.
Yeah, I think they're going down as favourites. Are we beginning to like them? I think not. I think the fact that they considered 3 goals, just like the French, they were 3-1 up at some point, and then threw it away. I think a more, like I like to use, a more savvy team. The Italians, the Belgians
were also poor
defensively as well.
Goodness, they were poor
defensively. So I don't think the remaining teams in the competition will be that open or that free with their gifts. As the Croats were yesterday. So good one for them getting to the quarterfinals. I think they'll get to the semi-final as well, but that's where it gets tricky.
Clown of the tournament so far, Unai Simon or Martin Dubravka
is worse. He took it and put it in his net. Dubravka is worse, please.
Anyway, we could spend the whole day talking about those 2 excellent matches, but unfortunately we don't have that luxury because we have to move on very quickly to these matches. The big one is at 5 p.m. at Wembley, England against Germany, buddy. Both teams have had their moments, and they've had moments when they've kind of flattered to deceive as well. But big match between 2 teams with great historical, things to look back on. What do we expect when they go head-to-head at Wembley later today?
Well, according to reports, we're hearing Southgate might starting 3 at the back. With Johnny Walker, John Stones, and Maguire, and we'll have Trippier and Luke Shaw, flanking. But at the end of the day, you look at the fact that for the English, it's not about how they set up. It's about how they've played so far in this tournament, and they've not really been impressive. For the Germans, they started pretty slow, and gradually they're building themselves up into the tournament. So I'm really not looking forward to an exciting game today. Yes, a lot of people will be deceived or might be deceived with how the games turned out yesterday. But at the end of the day, it's going to boil down to those little margins. The team that will take its chances, because I do know the Germans will create a number of chances today. It's whether or not the English team can actually put them out. And for Harry Kane, on the English side, he has really struggled in this tournament. He's not scoring goals, and he needs to turn up. He needs to come to the party, because if Harry Kane is not functioning up front, I do feel it will be very difficult. And a player like Sancho, I think it's about time Southgate starts him in this tournament, because going forward, England lack a lot creatively, and Sancho can bring that aspect of the game to the Three Lions.
All right, Anthony, what kind of match do we expect? England to sit back, Germany to dominate possession, one of the teams to play on the counter attack. What kind of match do we expect when the English and the Germans play tonight at Wembley?
I think the English would be a bit more conservative, not ultra defensive like maybe Portugal or Jose Mourinho. But maybe slightly more conservative. The Germans are really efficient. They get the ball, they want to move it quickly forward and make something happen up front. That's how they score lots of goals in their matches. So I think we'll see something like that. And I look to hit on the break, which is why I'll go with what Bode said. Sancho has pace. Despite the fact that he hasn't played all that well in the competition, Raheem Sterling, he has scored 2 goals. He's their biggest goal threat. He has some pace as well. I think that's somebody that the English could use as well in this one. So I expect them to be a bit conservative, try and hit on the break. And one thing has to happen. Harry Kane, definitely, this is the match where he's needed. If ever your captain and your whatever leader has to come to the party, now is the time for Harry Kane to
the party ends tonight, Jerry.
All right. Because of time, we'll just try to call the 2 matches. Of course, the other match is later tonight. Sweden will take on Ukraine. Let's start from Anthony. England against Germany, Sweden against Ukraine. What's the score lines of those 2 matches?
England 1, Germany 2.
Okay.
Sweden 2, Ukraine 1.
All right. But Bruno, England, Germany, Sweden, Ukraine.
England, Germany. Yeah, I'll go with Anthony on this one.
Yeah.
England 1, Germany 2.
Okay.
Ukraine, Sweden, Ukraine, Sweden 2-1.
2-1. All right. Gideon, any contrary opinions, contrary predictions?
Yep. Germany 3, England 1.
Wow.
And Sweden 2, Ukraine 1.
So all of you going for Germany and Ukraine. Sorry, Germany and Sweden to qualify. No one is giving England a chance. Why? They've got Declan Rice, Calvin Phillips. What's happening?
Really? Every single time they come against
they've got Phil Foden.
They struggle.
So no penalties tonight, because the English have been screaming about penalties ever since the fixture was I probably think they've spent probably the entire training on penalty without focusing on tactics.
That's what I was going to
without
say.
focusing on the actual tactics.
I hope it goes into penalties just for their sake, so that we'll see all the training they do. Because they've been saying they're training penalties and all of that.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens when it goes into penalties.
All right, so it should be an interesting one. England against Germany from 5 p.m. today at Wembley. It should be a good one. I hope that we'll see the kind of drama that we saw yesterday, and then after we will see Sweden and Ukraine in the final round of 16 match. They will be going head to head at Hampden Park in Glasgow, Scotland. Time for us to take another break on Road to Wembley with SunTrust Bank. When we come back, it will be time to unveil our question for the day. One lucky person will be having his SunTrust Bank accounts credited with some decent cash. The show continues after the break.
Did you enjoy this video? Hit the subscribe button for more. Leave a comment and like. Thank you.